Great kid. I'm absolutely devastated for him because of the energy and the life and the no matter how things go each week, he gives absolutely everything, and he always attacks things and does things in the right way. So a big loss to us from that point of view. And of course, he was showing signs that he was capable of playing at the level that we were hoping that he was going to be able to play at. So from a team and a squad point of view, a big blow to us, obviously. But with that brings opportunity for others. And, so Alfie Pond, for instance, gets a step closer. A boy that was obviously out on loan last year at Stockport, played for us in the Cup at Brighton. Is extremely excited this week that he's up and around it and as a chance of featuring in Premier League games. So with all of it, I am absolutely gutted for Yerson, and of course it's a blow to the group and where we are. But we have a real good mentality inside the place that we don't let things like that stop what we're trying to do and what we're trying to be. So the message from me is, you're always going to suffer setbacks in a Premier League season. This one, a big one, of course, especially for Yerson personally. But we will find a way to make sure that we still capable of fighting and picking up points to get us where we need to get to.
In terms of some other players, how's Tossie? Is he kind of fit and ready to go this week?
We'll test him again in the morning. He's trained a bit this week. I wouldn't say he was fully fit. But obviously there is still another day to go and he's getting closer. So, a little bit more to do. Make sure that he came out of today without anything. Ideal world, you'd probably leave him a little bit longer. But we'll see how he is tomorrow.
Just last player to check on. You mentioned last week Dan Bentley had an illness.
Mm-hmm.
How is?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of illness actually. So there's probably a few that will need a check tomorrow on how they're feeling. But Bence is okay now. So Bence will be fine to be around the matchday squad tomorrow.
You probably don't want to give too much away, but do you want to share any of the other players?
No, we just had a little bit of a virus going around. So Dr. Kai has been busy this week trying to help the lads feel a little bit better, and quite a few missed training today. So we'll see how we are tomorrow. I'm still really, it's a fantastic home game against Liverpool, and we've got a few little issues going on at the moment, and but looking forward to getting back out there in front of the home fans and making it as difficult as possible for Liverpool, which is what we tried to do every time we played one of the big sides, and looking forward to seeing what we can do tomorrow.
You mentioned with Alfie Pond there, we saw him make his debut in the Carabao Cup, as you mentioned. I mean, in pre-season, was he kind of on your periphery? Of course, you couldn't have imagined the injuries and the circumstances he's come into the team, but were you quite aware of him and ready to bring him into the first team?
Yeah, no, we knew that we know. I know all about Alfie Pond. Obviously, he's one of our players, but no, I think I would be lying if I said I expected him to be in and around Premier League starts this season. The plan was probably for him hopefully to go out and get some football, and he was on loan at Stockport last year, didn't play a lot. So it's a big step. It's a big step even in training for him to be in and around it. But he's a great kid and he gives it everything, as you saw at Brighton. And there's opportunities, and not just for Pondy. There's opportunities for other lads now, to step up and fight for a place.
And just finally from you, Gary, you mentioned it's another big game against Liverpool. Kind of what are the positives you can take from the previous matches into this big game, trying to get that first one of the season?
Yeah, no, not too keen to talk about positives, because obviously there's no secret that we're on a tough run of results, and enough's been made already by myself and by you guys around the toughness of the fixtures, and that is what it is. So a real focus now on us, and let's go and win a home game. Let's go and win a game in front of our fans. Let's fight and scrap and make it difficult. Show quality, and then hopefully we'll get one to go our way, and then things will feel a bit different.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers. Okay.
Hi.
Just to touch on, you mentioned about a virus going through the squad. How big a deal is that going into what is a massive game against Liverpool?
I think some lads will struggle for tomorrow. I do. Whether that be they don't quite make it fit enough to start, or But that's not a definite. These things sometimes they can clear up in 24 hours. Bence was probably a couple of days with his before he started to feel better. So we are hopeful that all of the guys that have had something over the last couple of days will be fine and 100% available tomorrow. But as the doctors told me, at this stage, difficult to give a definitive answer.
We've seen legends retire before. Moyes taking over from Alex Ferguson, Emery coming in for Arsene Wenger. When Jurgen Klopp, when Arne Slot's come in, how have you rated how he's taken over and how he's handled it?
He's excellent, firstly. Coaching-wise, the way he sets his team up. So no surprise to me that he started well. If you're really good at what you do, and Liverpool's obviously very well run, very well organised, and there's no real mess there for him to go in and fix. He's gone into a well-run football club with a good squad, and he's a good coach. So no shock for me that it's been a good start for him, and I would expect them to have a good season. I think they've shown signs already. But tomorrow we do everything we can to disrupt that, and we managed to find a way, especially last season, of being disruptive to some of the bigger teams. And that's what we look to be tomorrow, and looking forward to it.
It's all but for 2 days a year since you beat Man City at home. Is it something that you can conjure up that feeling of that day and hopefully repeat it again on Saturday? Yeah,
no, not linked to Manchester City at all. Obviously, it was a big win for us. Different squad at the time, so this is very different challenge. But we're ready to give absolutely everything. All of the players. There's no lack of understanding from their part on what tomorrow will take to get us a result that we need. So we go into it wanting to give the fans enough, as we have done in the most part this season, to give the fans a part to be really involved in the game. And then if we do get ourselves into a situation like we have in recent weeks, where we're going toe-to-toe with top sides for a while, finding a way to take it one step further and take something from the game.
You mentioned to Dan, it's tough run and tough times right now, but you've been here before, probably be here again. Does it not faze you?
No, I'm not fazed at all. I'm not fazed. I think, looking forward to the next part of it. First thing is you have to accept where you are. So we accept where we are at this moment, and then we fight with everything we have to improve it, which is what we've done every day since the last game, since Aston Villa. We've worked every day with everything we have to get the group in the best spot possible for Liverpool, and then we give absolutely everything tomorrow to try and improve our points tally.
Cheers.
Okay.
Hello, Gary.
Hi.
I think every game so far there's been something good in it, or you've had a good spell in it, or in some of them you've been in potentially a winning position. So it could happen again tomorrow. You get into a good position. What's the hurdle to get you all the way there? Because last week you looked really good for an hour against Aston Villa, and then it felt tense.
Yeah, there's obviously it's been different, really. I know, and it's very easy to just group all the games together because they come closely together, and we've lost a few of them late. The Newcastle game, we're obviously 1-0 up and pushing for a second, and then Newcastle only have a short spell, and then they score a goal from a long way out. Aston Villa was different to that. We did lose our way a little bit. We should do better with the goal, but we did definitely lose our way. We struggled to get out, struggled to change the momentum. So that one definitely we can improve upon. We've spoken to the boys this week and done some work on how we do change that momentum if it gets there. And it's not always going to look like the second half against Aston Villa. That we need to show some respect to teams and understand that we might have to defend for a spell. And what does it look like when we do? And then how can we still find ways to get out? Can it be through Jurgen? Can it be through counter-attack? Can we have some control with the ball? So all that sort of stuff that we discuss around what it looks like. But the work they've done to get themselves in positions has obviously been good. But you don't get anything for that. So we do need to make sure that we complete the package. And great opportunity to start with that tomorrow.
Sure, because it's human nature, isn't it? If you haven't had a win for a while and you're in a good position, human nature tells you might get a bit tense, let's be careful, and that Is that something that you've got to fight against?
No, I think whenever you're leading a football match, it always looks from the outside like you've taken, late on in games, it looks like you've taken a step back and that you're trying to protect. But from a coaching point of view, nothing has changed. The game plan is the same. It's just obviously the opposition are taking more risk because they need to. And we just need to... It doesn't need to look and feel great to win that game. It needs to... You just need to find a way. You watch Arsenal recently. Of course, they were down to 10 men in the last one. But even when they're not, even when we were pushing at their place when we were 1-0 up, not many Arsenal fans or Arsenal themselves would expect to be coming under any pressure from Wolves at 1-0 up at home with 20 minutes left. But they do, and they find a way to weather it, whether they're playing well or not. So that Aston Villa situation is a classic one of, it doesn't matter what it looks like now. We need to get out of here with something. Of course, we work on how we turn those little margins in our favour. And then hopefully we start to see some improvements in that area. But like I say, they have been very different, the way the games have gone. Chelsea was some crazy decisions early on in the game. Newcastle, we were still pushing and still the better side when we conceded. And then Aston Villa, we lost our way.
Yeah, because it's tempting to look for a pattern, isn't it, or a threat. So
yeah.
What you're saying is there's not a threat.
No, there's a threat that when you lose games, you start to feel like, like you rightly said, when you're on a losing run.
Yeah, you're looking for a pattern.
Of course, and when you are losing games, it becomes tougher to win them. But they're a resilient group, and at Aston Villa, they gave absolutely everything, and they made some errors, and we made some mistakes, and we got punished, but not through a lack of effort and resilience and togetherness. And I know sometimes it can look different to that from outside, but I can guarantee you 100% that there is no lack of togetherness and resilience and desperation to get over the line within the group. So we need to now just show that in what we do. Okay.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Obviously, taking the lead in the past couple of games as well. Is it just a case of trying to get one over the line, just from a mentality point of view, that lads know they can do it as well?
Obviously there's loads of ways to win. We've won games here in loads of different ways. You can continue to dominate and play well and run away with things, or, as is more likely in the Premier League, especially against some real good, strong sides, is that you're going to have to dig in and hang on and find a way. So we need to be able to do both. We need to be complete at both. So obviously, ideal world is you take the lead, you continue to be the dominant team, and you take one of your chances to make it two. Like Rayan at Aston Villa, unlucky not to score. Jurgen through one-on-one with a goalkeeper. At home to Newcastle, Jurgen's header, Jurgen hit the post. So take those and it becomes different. And if you're not going to take those, then okay, we need to find a way to be resilient enough to keep this out and be solid in our out of possession shape. So the lads understand it well enough, and we need to just put it into a Premier League game and get one done.
So Liverpool have been lethal for a goal. Has there been more work on the defensive side this week? Work
on everything this week, as there always is. Of course, a focus around what Liverpool may bring, but more of a focus around us. Numbers have been a bit low as well, with a couple of issues, but loads of good work done. And the players are looking forward to tomorrow, as am I. Get back out there at home, a place that we love to play and love to work, and try and create that atmosphere that has brought us some memorable results over the last 12 months.
Obviously on the table as well, lastly from me, like the numbers don't look great on the defensive side. Is that something that worries you, or that you want to work on?
Stats wise, we've conceded more goals than we should. Not many teams have had good chances against us. Not many teams have cut us open. Don't want to go too much into numbers, but we do use them a bit, and I think we were only expected to have conceded 6-7 goals, and we've managed to concede 14. So other seasons would suggest that shouldn't continue if you continue to perform in the way you do. So we keep going, we keep trying to improve, keep trying to limit the chances, keep trying to do better when a team does get a chance against us. I think the last sort of 3 goals that have changed games, I think Maduaki's deflected, goes past Shah's deflected, and Ollie Watkins deflected. So we need to keep working, keep trying to tighten ourselves up a little bit to try and just change those fine margins and get something to go our way.
Lovely. Cameras off, please, guys. Boom.